Hello and welcome back to Whitney Alex Works recap of The Bachelor Season 27, Episode 8, Hometowns. Before we begin, please like and subscribe here at Whitney Alex Works for more recap videos just like this one. Alright, let's dive into Zach's hometown dates of his top 4 women. We begin Episode 8 with Zach getting ready to visit 4 women's families, and the first hometown date goes to Gabby. Zach travels to Pittsford, Vermont, and meets up with Gabby in a forest where they spend the day tapping trees for sap and tasting maple syrup together. Gabby and Zach end up making out in the woods before the two get ready for Zach to meet Gabby's family. Gabby and Zach arrive to meet Gabby's family, where Gabby is so excited to see her sister Chloe, who is apparently getting married soon, and Zach and Gabby let her family know the journey they have traveled so far, saying that Gabby's one-on-one date in London really accelerated their feelings for each other. Zach then talks to Gabby's brother Evan, who asks about Zach's feelings for Gabby, as Zach voices that he can definitely see a future with his sister and wants to respect Gabby. And really, Gabby's family is overall welcoming and warm to Zach, as Gabby's family ends up giving them their support. And at the end of the hometown date, Gabby gets emotional as she can't wait to see Zach again, as she is the first hometown date, and Zach comforts Gabby as they acknowledge their strong bond with each other and end up sharing some more kisses. They eventually say goodbye as Zach heads out for his next hometown date. Next, Zach visits Ariel's hometown of New York City, where Zach is very excited but of course nervous to meet Ariel's tight-knit family. Zach and Ariel meet up as they walk around the busy streets of New York City and get delicious New York pizza, as Zach admits he is having a great time with Ariel, who was helping Zach try out new foods. Ariel then takes Zach to a coffee shop, which turns out to be a speakeasy, and this intimate setting is where Ariel opens up about her family history and how her father fled the Soviet Union after being persecuted for being Jewish. And Ariel also warns Zach of her brother Bobby, who can be very protective of her. Zach and Ariel then head out to meet Ariel's family at a winery, where Zach is introduced to Ariel's family. As promised, Bobby, the brother, pulls Zach aside and starts drilling him with hard questions about how well Zach knows his sister Ariel, and Bobby really just isn't impressed with the process of the show, so he vents about how he really feels about the TV show Romance, which isn't surprising as there is usually one sibling or family member who distrusts the process of the show every season. But while Zach is getting hammered by tough questions, Ariel is having a heart-to-heart with her father, who tells Ariel that he supports her no matter what decision she makes. And at the end of the hometown date, Ariel and Zach sit down, where Ariel opens up about the hometown date. She tells Zach that she feels even closer to Zach, as she confesses that she is falling in love with him and says she feels stronger in her feelings more than ever. They end up kissing before Ariel says goodbye to Zach as he heads off to his next destination. The next hometown date is Charity. Charity is from Columbus, Georgia, where Zach meets up with Charity to enjoy a lunch date with Charity's family and friends. Charity's family sees that Charity's demeanor is happy and blissful as she introduces her family and friends to Zach. Charity then confides in her father David that she can see a future with Zach, but they haven't exchanged I love yous, but Charity becomes emotional as she starts to question if Zach doesn't end up choosing her in the end. We then see a conversation between Charity and her mother Vicky, who tells her mom basically the same thing, as she confesses that she is falling for Zach but nervous to actually vocalize those feelings. And when the lunch is over, Zach and Charity leave to go line dancing at a local bar where they have a great time together, and before Zach leaves, Charity opens up and tells Zach that she is falling in love with him, and then they kiss and then they say goodbye to each other. Zach's last hometown date is with Katie, who lives in Austin, Texas, where Zach currently resides as well, and when they meet up, Katie says that she's newly moved to Austin and she wants to see what life would be like together. So what better way to do that than to go grocery shopping together and spending some time at Katie's actual house, where she challenges Zach to help her assemble a bookshelf together. And of course, Zach and Katie can see a future together, as they are quite literally living how they could be living if Zach ended up choosing Katie. Before meeting Katie's family officially, Katie tells Zach that she has a very close relationship with her mother, Anne, and she is hoping her mother can give her approval about her relationship with Zach. They head out to meet and greet Katie's family, where Zach is welcomed and introduced. Zach ends up having a conversation with Katie's mom, Anne, where Anne says that Katie is looking for stability and comfort in a relationship, and Zach believes that he can possibly provide that. And Katie then talks to her mom, where she shares that she is scared of Zach not picking her in the end because she has grown intense feelings and hopes they can end up together. And after getting her mom's approval, Katie sits down with Zach and tells him that she is falling in love with him, which Zach's smile says it all. He's smiling a happy smile, and it seems like these two have really solidified their feelings for each other. They end up kissing before Zach has to say goodbye. With all 4 hometown dates completed, Zach then catches up with his mentor and former bachelor Sean Lowe. Zach updates Sean on how all of his dates went and then confesses that he has to make a very difficult decision, as he ultimately has to send one woman home. Each woman returns to the bachelor mansion, where the 8th rose ceremony will be held, and host Jesse Palmer greets everyone and welcomes them inside. Zach shows up last and acknowledges again that he has to make a very difficult decision tonight, and knows that the decisions he makes will only get harder from this point on. He walks inside and calls out the following women in order, securing them a fantasy suite date. Zach first calls Ariel, then he calls Katie, and the last rose goes to Gabby, which means Charity is headed home. Zach walks Charity out, where they have a conversation about why things didn't work out between them, but Charity gets emotional as she understood that coming on the show and finding love with Zach was a big risk, but as they say goodbye, Charity tells the camera that she is so confused as she doesn't understand why Zach didn't choose her. But with Charity heading home, now only 3 women remain to compete for Zach's heart. And that's it for hometown week of Zach Shallcross's season of The Bachelor. Thank you for watching Whitney Alex Works recap of The Bachelor season 27, episode 8. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. See you soon for the Women Tell All episode.